Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you game 1 in a series between Lucifer+Reprisal versus japoshka+RoveR. We see Rover and japoshka spawning as colors are wrong, sorry. So Rover is down over here at what I'll call the 9 o'clock position. Japoshka is spawning here at the 6 o'clock position. This is Goldshire. Meanwhile, they are going up against Reprisal and Lucifer. Game 1 of the series, it is human and undead up against orc and human. So let's see what good things are gonna be happening in this particular game. My mouse seems to be jumping all over the place. Not quite sure why, but I am interested in casting some 2v2 games just because I know random team and arranged teams are one of the more popular Battle.net ladder map choices. People like playing as a team, not necessarily. They like the feeling of carrying a whole bunch of team, a large team to victory, and they also like the fact that they can blame someone else when they lose. It is going to be a Mountain King coming in from Reprisal. Meanwhile, it is a Death Knight coming in from Lucifer. So it is a double nuking hero combination. Meanwhile, they're going to be going up against a Blade Master and Archmage. So Archmage, Blade Master up against Mountain King, Death Knight. Now, you got to be very, very careful with the Mountain King Death Knight combination because of those Stormbolts and Death Coils. More importantly, with the addition of those Obsidian statues at Tier 2, it is much easier to maintain mana on the Death Knight and that Mountain King than, say, just going for an Archmage. So that's one of the reasons why this particular strategy will work so well. Now, there are several ways that you can play a 2v2 matchup. You can play a 2v2 matchup where you and your partner are just simply always together, and whenever you catch your opponent and not together, then you're simply just going to win that fight. Alright, you turn on set ally color mode. It's Alt-A for Son of Moses if you ever need to or watch this. There you go. See, Alt-A right there. Anyways, Rogue Wizard now taking a little bit of damage here. There is a lot of Frost Armor here, and Frost Armor does cause a little bit of problems, but a very nice Archmage drop. Tome of Experience, 100 experience right there, already getting up to level 2, as we now take a look at where this Blade Master is going. Blade Master heads off to the north, has double healing salves and a clarity potion. Mountain King is not at level 2, and where is the Death Knight? Death Knight now down over here, may be able to use that Rod of Necromancy, grab some skeletons, but it's not going to work out very well up against Japoshka's Arcane Tower. That's going to be able to just absolutely destroy those skeletal minions with ease. Blade Master taking a bit of damage, but should be using up a healing salve here in just a moment. There you go, and Wind walks away. Stormbolt onto a Footman there, and poor Footman now needs to try and back off. It looks like that Footman will not be able to get away. Mountain King gets its man, but the Water Elemental, does get that one Footman as well. So both sides losing a little bit there, as the Water Elemental just getting in some pretty much free damage across the board. Now we do see a lot of those peasants just simply wandering around here, and this is not a good place for those peasants to be. The Blade Master can pick them off in a single file line here and just get to level 2 very, very quickly. You can see this one peasant there already down to 5 hit points. It's going to get taken down. Blade Master may even get another peasant here, but that Blade Master still wants level 2 and is going to be just shy. Back over here, Stormbolt onto a Grunt, and this is not going to be good for Rover, as Rover loses a Grunt there. So Reprisal and Lucifer seem to be doing a good job controlling the pace of the game. Water Elemental is now, but a very, very strong creep jab coming in, and Reprisal, however, getting ensnared, should be able to do a little bit of fighting back here. Water Elementals are being able to push back here as well, and this is turning into a very, very interesting, very, very just dangerous fight here, as this one Footman looks like it could get taken down, but the Archmage wants to get in front. A beautiful denial there, as Japoshka able to simply deny that. Alright, there's Dust of Appearance. The Blade Master is currently revealed. Grunt doing a bit of pathing against that Death Knight. Death Knight, beautiful Stormbolt, Death Coil. What is happening here? That Blade Master, all of a sudden, very low on hit points, needs to get away. Is he going to be able to get away? That's a big, big problem. There's a Death Coil, and a level 1 Blade Master falls. after a Death Coil, Stormbolt, and another Death Coil, the foresight of using Dust of Appearance to keep track of that Blade Master, and that little bit of extra nuking is really all that it took. Mountain King sitting at level 2. And it looks like Lucifer and Reprisal are going to really move on into the mid-game with a serious advantage. Blade Master getting resurrected back at home. More importantly is that even though he was only at level 1 and resurrects quickly, he is going to be missing out on a lot of key time on gaining experience. Mountain King sitting at level 2 may come across an Archmage here. Are we perhaps going to see a Stormbolt? That is now the big question, as we can see a little bit of chasing here. Alright, one low hit point. Footman now trying to get away. Looks like it will get taken down by the Archmage. Archmage could use a Scroll of Town Portal and does exactly that in order to get out of a bad situation. He did already get one pretty much free Footman, so he is not all too concerned. Blade Master, Clarity Potion, Healing Salves, now on their way perhaps to try and do a little bit of extra damage. There is the Staff of Teleportation. Archmage being brought all the way back over. The Footmen are getting healed up as well, and they're going to be rejoining as we're looking at an army of Crypt Fiends now heading off to the 11 o'clock Goblin Merchant Shop to do a bit of creeping. Now, so far, I haven't seen any real super strong synergy with any of these units together. You can see that the Footman is now purposely positioning himself inside this gold mine line, and he should be able to take down one or a couple of these units here. All right, it looks like one is going to get taken down, takes down another there, takes down more units still as a second lightning shield comes in, and you can see Reprisal just losing so many units and so many peasants as the castle was being upgraded. That timing is going to really hurt him in the end. If the Footman can take one more shot, no, not going to be able to take down any more of those units there. Perhaps we will see some resource trading going back and forth. Now Lucifer trying to do a little bit of chase. Rover going to get bash and bolted right there. A little bit of a bad break as another grunt bites the dust, and this really just speeds up the pace of the game. Most of the times in a Warcraft 3 game, both armies really don't have the ability to deal damage fast enough to really call for an engagement. But because it is a 2-on-2 fight, the armies are twice as large, the damage comes twice as fast, and the action comes twice as fast as well, as the Death Knight's still running around trying to head back over here. Archmage is sitting at level 3, Mountain King now running all the way back here as we are getting some healing, or excuse me, some Spirit Link now cast down. Shadowhunter falls at level 1. Mountain King now out on the field as Japoshka may be able to take down Reprisals. Mountain King, no. Scroll of Town Portal was just in time. Rover loses another grunt there, and now we're going to see an ensnare go down on the Spirit of Souls as Lucifer's obsidian statue. So we are only 8 minutes into this game, and I don't feel like I've been able to do much more than describe what's happening on the screen. Really difficult to just talk about their strategies. They're just constantly in an engagement and trying to make the most out of it. It doesn't really feel like they have a strong go-to plan as of yet. It might be one of those games where whoever makes the least number of mistakes will end up being the winner, as we're looking at casters coming in from Japoshka. Back over here, let's take a look at Reprisal. Reprisal has a Blood Mage out on the field. Lich and the Blood Mage should be able to shut down the enemy heroes while giving plenty of mana to the ally heroes. Archmage now looking to back off as the Mountain King wants to get to level 2. There is that Archmage off to the side, taking a little bit of Spirit Link damage, but not really altogether that concerned. Manual of Health being left behind by the Mountain King. Never quite sure why that happens, but it looks like it won't be happening for very long as the Mountain King throws a Stormbolt to get the last blow there. And now, come on, pick up this one Manual of Health. Yeah, it's going to pick up that Manual of Health. Mountain King at level... No, not going to pick up the Manual of Health. Mountain King sitting at level 2. Blade Master of Rover going after the Renegade Wizard creep camp here, a 5-3-3 creep camp, or 5-3-3-3 creep camp. Gonna take that down. Blade Master now with Rune Bracers is gonna be much more difficult to get nuked down, and that is gonna be extremely important. If the Blade Master cannot get nuked down, that means that the damage of Rover and his army is just gonna be that much stronger. Back over here, Archmage looking to clear even more creep camps, and it looks like the Mountain King is just still going to be shy of level 3, maybe just be 2/3 of the way. As you can take a look, one rogue wizard down and one more rogue wizard left. Reprisal now adding in mortar teams to his army. You can take a look. There is that workshop there, fragmentation shards. We are at castle, and the strategy works here just because Reprisal knows that his partner Lucifer is the one building these obsidian statues and these crypt fiends. It is going to be very, very rare that you see a human player straight rush to mortar teams with fragmentation shards, but we already know that we have a strong enough mid line with those crypt fiends, and the footmen in the front line should be able to at least buy a bit of time. Alright, let's see, back over here, Blade Master now trying to engage. This is not looking like a good fight at all for RoveR. RoveR now looking to back off. Wait, as a Death Knight now teleporting. Where's the Death Knight teleporting to? Back home. Not quite sure why he teleported back home, as we're now looking at RoveR and Japoshka now coming together here and almost doing a little bit of a pincer play on Lucifer before Lucifer was able to back off. Alright, Ogre Lord taking a fair bit of damage. Blood Mage gonna get to level 2 right here, right now. There you have it. Are we perhaps going to see Banish as well? Banish is a very nasty ability used in conjunction with the Mountain King's Stormbolt, the Lich's Frost Nova, and the Death Knight's Death Coil. That could be pretty much a straight hero nuke, taking them down in a matter of seconds. There's the reveal there. Really no healers, just no real way to heal. Are going to need some obsidian statues to regenerate some hit points, as the obsidian statues are sitting at about 400 mana. Alright, no Warden. Engaging a good number of Spellbreakers. Bloodlust now being given to those Wind Riders. Bloodlust perhaps stolen by those Spellbreakers, and those Bloodlust are going to be Bloodlust Wind Riders should be able to do a fair bit of damage. Crypt Fiends, Obsidian Statues, Death Knight, Lich now on their way out, about to hit level 3 on that Death Knight. That is going to be key. Meanwhile, Reprisal with the Staff of Sanctuary, Boots of Speed, and the Blood Mage also with the Staff of Sanctuary. So we're going to be seeing a lot of saved mortar teams, as now the Mountain King is straight up in the front, already in a little bit of trouble. Is the Mountain King going to get taken down? Staff of Sanctuary saved by the Blood Mage. Siphon mana away from that Mountain King. Mountain King now comes in with a Stormbolt onto the Blood Mage. Blood Mage taking a fair bit of damage, and the Lich now gets taken down. This is not looking good. Lich has fallen already. Blood Mage is gone. Mountain King needs to get back into this fight. I don't believe he is in that fight, as he was Staff of Sanctuary. There goes the Blood Mage as well. And it looks like Japoshka and RoveR are just simply moving with this army and destroying it. You can see that the destroyers are there trying to go after all those ground units, but we now have Wind Riders as well. The Wind Riders adding in a little bit of extra piercing damage, well, a very heavy bit of piercing damage to those destroyers. All right, not gonna stick around for very, very long. Let's take a look. Another Crypt Fiend gets taken down there, as the Archmage tries to use Blizzard, but not to very great effect. Stormbolt now comes in onto the other Mountain King here. Mountain King sitting at level 3, has a Staff of Sanctuary. He is back in the fight, but he does not feel confident, as it looks like Reprisal is going to end up losing to Japoshka and RoveR here in just a moment. There's Blizzard once more coming down, but the Mountain King using that Stormbolt there. And now we see Destroyers going up against Wind Riders, but the Wind Riders are most likely going to win that fight 9 times out of 10 based on the numbers and the damage type. The Destroyers now looking to back off. Wind Riders only 570 hit points compared to the 900, but that is the difference the damage type makes. Piercing dealing so much damage, as the Death Knight now comes back over. All right, let's go ahead here. There is the GG. Wait. Japoshka and RoveR take game number 1. Lucifer and Reprisal lose it. As we take a look at the final scores, a lot more experience for RoveR and Japoshka. Overall overview, yes, taking the number 1 and 2 spots every step of the way, except for a little bit of resource, but not quite sure what to make of that. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.